I'm Grace from Grace Robin Knitwear. I started my brand last year in April time when COVID first hit, and I basically design minimal knitwear for women. I have always loved art, fashion, textiles, all of those things. I think my parents always knew I was going to be creative when I was in primary school, and then when it got to, I think it was GCSE time, I chose to do textiles and art and everything, and I loved it all, and I always did it throughout school. I was quite lucky with the department at the school I was at because they had the best equipment and things, and I really got to experiment and try out lots of different avenues. And then I ended up studying both art and textiles for A-level as well, and then went on to do an art foundation at Oxford Brookes, which I loved. It was so much fun. It was the best year ever. Made so many amazing friends and was so inspired by everyone else on the course. And that was where I kind of realised that I wanted to start going more into textiles, because I just really enjoyed making clothes and making fabrics and being inspired by different fashions and things like that. Then after doing that, I decided to go to uni to study fashion and textiles at Southampton. The campus was in Winchester, so it was very small, very pretty town, but very sweet, and I tried loads of different things. I never even thought in a million years that knitwear would be where I ended up, but I tried fashion, I tried printed textiles, I tried weave, and I ended up just loving knit, weirdly. And actually very strange, because my mum and dad, they have a little knitwear company of their own. So they design babies' hats. Well, my mum designs babies' hats, and my dad kind of, does the more accountancy side of the business. And they've been doing that for over 25 years now. So I guess they kind of influenced my decision, but I always thought it was a granny craft, you know what I mean? With your knitting needles, and you can only make certain things. But actually, when you learn more about it, it's so much more exciting than that, and there's so much creativity and things that you can do within it. And I just experimented loads at uni, used loads of different machines, really researched into knitwear and everything that it meant, and ended up doing menswear. And I was really influenced by street style. I loved men's streetwear and loungewear and kind of being really comfy. I think that carries through into what I make now, actually. It's all very soft, comfortable, easy, you can wear it with anything. Back in the day, I was really inspired by brands like Acne Studios and Jill Sander. I loved the kind of large silhouettes and oversized clothes, and the comfort that it kind of had. Also, always been really inspired by ceramics. That's a huge thing that I love looking at, and especially now, everything that I make is so minimal. I kind of want things to be timeless and effortless, and things that you could wear with anything. I'm influenced by other minimal brands like COS. That's huge. I love their stuff. I love Lauren, I always get her name wrong. I'm going to say Lauren Manugian or Manugian, something like that. She's based in New York, and it's also knitwear, but it's so beautiful. I mean, she uses the finest cashmeres and merinos, and it's all very lovely. But again, very simple and timeless and effortless, and that kind of thing. I don't really look at designers as such. I prefer looking at street style. I know that sounds really weird, but I love going on Vogue or whatever and just seeing what people are wearing, just random people. I find that so much more inspiring, because it's the way they've styled it, it's the way that they've made it their own, rather than just the initial design. It's the way that someone has taken it and styled it for themselves. And also it inspires me to think of new ways to show how you could wear my stuff. You could put it together, and how everyone can wear the same thing but look different. I get a lot of customers sending me in their pictures of them wearing my knits, which is so exciting. I love receiving them, and it's so inspiring to see how they would wear it, and also great to know that people are wearing my stuff and loving it as much as I do. Sometimes I do get pictures through and I'm like, wow, I never would have worn it like that, but I love it. It's difficult to be sustainable, 100%. It's very difficult to say that you are, and I try my best, and it's something that I do really believe in, and all of my knits are made to order, and they're all fully fashioned, which means that they're all shaped to size, so I don't let any yarn go to waste, and I make specifically for each order, so I try to keep waste to a minimum. But I think one thing I do want to do in the future is definitely try and find more sustainable ways of doing things, like whether it's through the different yarns that I purchase. And now I have just started knitting up some pouches, which I don't know if people have seen, but I'm going to be doing it out of leftover cones. I have lots of small cones which only have maybe 100 grams of yarn on them, and I can't use it for a product because it's not the same dye lot or whatever, so I have to just leave it on the side, which really, really frustrates me. So I've decided with all of those small cones I'm going to make the pouches. They're all kind of going to be different stripe layouts and things like that, which will be really fun and quirky, and you don't know what you're going to get. But yeah, I'm going to use up all that yarn so there's no waste. I did a similar thing last year in autumn. I did the zero waste beanie, so it was very similar. I just used all the leftover cones to create beanies, which went down a treat, and you guys loved them, so that was good.